I ain't gonna lie to you. I got a 6-1, maybe. I got a 6-1, bruh. Good body shot from Forte. Good right hand from Forte, brother. Hey, let me run this by you.
We prepared well. It didn't go like we wanted, like we expected, but we always knew that only one David was gonna prevail. The only thing that's left is to learn from it, move on, and be better next time.
The clash between David Benavidez and David Morrell was an electrifying showdown that had fight fans on the edge of their seats. From the opening bell, both fighters engaged in an all-out slugfest, each determined to secure a knockout victory. As the rounds progressed, Benavidez's experience and power began to shift the momentum in his favor. However, the outcome sparked controversy. Many boxing experts labeled Benavidez's win a robbery, igniting heated debates across social media. Fans voiced their frustration, with one sarcastically tweeting, "David Benavidez gets arrested outside the arena after robbing David Morrell," reflecting the widespread belief that Morrell deserved the victory. Gervonta "Tank" Davis also weighed in, expressing surprise at Morrell's agility given his size. In a now-deleted tweet, Tank even accused the referee of biased officiating, suggesting that the fight may have been unfairly tilted towards Benavidez. Prominent sports journalist Ariel Helwani praised the fight's intensity, tweeting, "The Benavidez vs Morrell fight was sick, just as good, if not better than expected. Loved it." While Helwani focused on the entertainment factor, his comment also highlighted how closely contested the bout was. Combat sports analyst Capoza noted the dramatic shift in the later rounds, stating, "Just when the fight settled into a rhythm, Morrell turned up the drama in the final rounds. Great fight, not difficult to score, but it delivered as expected." This sentiment echoed the belief that Morrell's strong finish should have secured him the win. Tensions between the two fighters were evident even before fight night. During a heated media workout, Benavidez aggressively shoved Morrell during a face-off, prompting Morrell to throw his title belt at Benavidez. Security had to step in to prevent the situation from escalating further. In the fourth round, Morrell stunned Benavidez with a powerful right hook, leaving the Mexican fighter visibly shaken against the ropes, a rare sight. However, Benavidez's resilience and relentless pressure soon took over. He regained his composure, landing vicious uppercuts that broke through Morrell's guard and pushed the Cuban fighter on the back foot for much of the remaining rounds. Despite the official decision, the fight left fans divided, with many believing that Morrell's late surge was enough to claim victory.
It was one of my mistakes where, maybe I got going a little too late. I was getting going in the last 3 rounds. Maybe I should have done that earlier, but it's something to learn from, and something that happened in that fight that was a factor. 1 second, then Rafael here.
David, I wondered, when we were leading up to the fight, there was a lot of discussion about your relative lack of professional experience compared to David. I know you had the great amateur background, he had so many more pro fights. It seemed like that was a factor because he was able to slow it down, speed it up, and do sort of what he wanted at a lot of the times. I wonder if you felt like that the experience level was maybe a little bit much for you. I'd actually like to hear Ronnie's perspective on that also.
It was definitely one of the main factors in this fight where it didn't tilt the balance 100%, but it definitely was something that played a role in the outcome of the fight.
Benavidez maintained relentless pressure on Morrell as the fight entered the later rounds, showcasing his physical strength and impressive ability to absorb punishment. By the 8th round, the effects of Benavidez's relentless attack were evident. Morrell appeared fatigued, and his earlier confidence, marked by flashy movement and showboating, began to fade. Benavidez controlled the pace, dictating the flow of the fight as Morrell's energy steadily declined. Heading into the 9th round, it was clear that Benavidez was comfortably ahead on the unofficial scorecards. In the championship rounds, Morrell tried to mount a comeback, pushing forward with aggression in an attempt to steal the final rounds. However, Benavidez remained composed, controlling the action and inviting Morrell to engage on his terms. A surprising twist came near the end of the 11th round when Morrell scored a knockdown on Benavidez, sparking hope for a dramatic turnaround. However, controversy soon followed as the referee deducted a point from Morrell for punching after the bell. This decision shifted the momentum back in Benavidez's favor, dampening Morel's comeback efforts. When the final bell rang, the judges awarded Benavidez a unanimous decision victory, with two scorecards reading 115-111 and one at 118-108. The outcome was met with criticism, notably from WBA lightweight champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis, who accused the referee of biased officiating. Davis took to social media, claiming that the referee's decisions had influenced the fight's result. Nicknamed the Mexican Monster, Benavidez boasts an impressive record of 29-0 with 24 knockouts. Known for his relentless pressure, powerful punches, and iron will, he continues his mission to establish himself as the most dominant super middleweight in the world, and a potential contender to face boxing superstar Canelo Alvarez. Leading up to the fight, Benavidez didn't hide his disdain for Morel, accusing him of disrespect and vowing to make their clash a brutal affair. Their heated press conference reflected this animosity, featuring aggressive remarks and even a physical altercation that added fuel to the fire, setting the stage for an unforgettable showdown.
Morel and David Benavidez are going to fight.
Yeah.
Is that a fight that you're...
Oh, got it, yeah. Well, the story with he and I was, I met him when he was a kid, and he told me, I'm going to be a world champion someday, and then I run into him and he's a world champion. That's happened to me so many times, usually with MMA fighters, not boxers. That's when I was sort of kicking the tires of boxing, and yes, I will watch that fight, if that's the question you're asking.
David Benavidez, American, from Arizona, from Phoenix, Arizona. Debut 2013 through 2021. I think he is still fighting. His last fight most likely occurred in 2021. Oh wait, November 13th, he's got an upcoming fight versus Jose Uzcatagu, Colombian. But his last one took TKO, took place March 13, 2021. 24, and we got another undefeated.
On the other side, David Morel, the WBA regular champion, has developed a reputation as a slick, powerful, and technically gifted boxer. With an undefeated record of 11-0, including 9 knockouts, Morel has steadily built a name for himself in the super middleweight division, impressing fans and pundits alike with his skill set and confidence. Despite having less professional experience compared to his rival, David Benavidez, Morel has remained undaunted and eager to prove that he belongs at the very top of the division. His composed and strategic approach inside the ring has earned him respect, but it is his fierce determination outside of it that has really captured attention. During the lead-up to the fight, Morel displayed his unyielding confidence and defiance, refusing to show any form of submission. At the press conference, he boldly rejected Benavidez's handshake and took things to another level by hurling his WBA championship belt directly at Benavidez's head, signaling without a doubt that he wasn't backing down from the challenge. Morel's actions demonstrated a fighter who not only believed in his ability but also relished the idea of rising to the occasion, undeterred by any pressure or intimidation.
Man, let's check it for everybody that Benavidez were. You know Robocop? Here, that's it. Look, the Benavidez versus Prime. 12 rounds, this time is the real secret. I never fight Plan before. I think so Plan not have too much power for Benavidez. So he's the big guy. He's stronger too. So you have the good lefts. You training hard. You have power. You have everything. Nothing for you. I can dance. I have move. I can dance. Benavidez can dance. That's it.
The tension between Benavidez and Morel erupted during a media workout in Miami on December 17, 2024. Their animosity boiled over into a physical altercation, escalating the anticipation for their forthcoming light heavyweight title fight.
The tension between Benavidez and Morel had been building for weeks, but it reached its boiling point during a media workout in Miami on December 17, 2024. As both fighters prepared for their highly anticipated light heavyweight title clash, their growing animosity finally erupted into a physical altercation in front of the cameras. The incident quickly caught the attention of fans, media, and boxing pundits, further fueling the already intense rivalry between the two. What had been a war of words and tension-filled stare-downs now turned into a dramatic, in-person confrontation that left no doubt about the animosity between them. This unexpected escalation not only added an extra layer of intrigue to the fight but also significantly increased the hype surrounding the upcoming showdown. Fans and experts alike couldn't help but wonder how this confrontation would translate into their performances in the ring, making the fight even more anticipated than before. The altercation made it clear that this wasn't just another title fight, it was a deeply personal battle that would be fueled by the emotions and bad blood between the two fighters.
Moving back down to 168, is that out the window now?
I'm not going back down to 168. I don't care if Canelo, if you wanted to fight me and told me to go down to 168, I don't care about that money. I don't care about none of that. I was at 168 for a while. 3 years, I was #1 contender. I was not given that opportunity, so now I'm here at 175 fighting the guys that have balls that actually take on their #1 contenders.
Have you completely lost hope in that fight happening?
I don't think about that fight. I mean, I only think about what's on the table. And I only think about what's ahead of me. I knew that this fight was potentially, we could make it. We made it happen. Now I'm only thinking about this fight and then unifying the titles after.
Benavidez has been open about the personal animosity between him and Morel, saying, "He doesn't like me, and I don't like him." This candid statement reflects the deep-rooted tension that has been brewing between the two fighters for some time. Their rivalry has been evident in their pre-fight encounters, where the disdain between them was impossible to ignore. One such moment took place during a media workout, where things got heated and Benavidez shoved Morel, prompting a swift and dramatic response. In retaliation, Morel threw his WBA interim title at Benavidez, a move that symbolized the animosity and rivalry that had been building up for months. This intense exchange further fueled the anticipation for their fight, showing that the personal stakes were as high as the championship itself. Adding to the drama, Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion, didn't hold back his thoughts on the situation. He publicly declared, "Benavidez won that fight. It's clear they don't want him near me. The sport deserves rematches when it's this controversial." Canelo's comments not only supported Benavidez's claims but also hinted at a larger, long-standing issue within boxing. There has been widespread speculation about boxing politics and the possibility that Benavidez, known for his relentless pursuit of Canelo's titles, is being deliberately sidelined. Many believe that Canelo, the sport's biggest star, has avoided facing Benavidez in a career-defining bout, which has only added fuel to the fire of their ongoing rivalry. Canelo's call for an immediate rematch resonated with fans and pundits alike, who were frustrated with the controversial decision and felt it was an obstacle to the high-stakes matchups that fans have been craving. The rivalry between Canelo and Benavidez has dominated discussions in the boxing world for the past few years, with Benavidez consistently challenging Canelo for his super middleweight titles. However, Canelo has continually avoided these challenges, leading to growing speculation about the reasons behind his avoidance. This ongoing tension between the two has become one of the most talked about topics in the sport, with fans eagerly awaiting the day when these two fighters finally face off in what many believe is an inevitable showdown.
I think the purer puncher probably is Morel for one shot. He's the less experienced guy, but he's got that Cuban background, with the amateur pedigree, over 100-something fights. He's got experience. Even though he's got a lot less fights professional, he's got experience. He hasn't fought the resume professionally that Benavidez has, so that's in favor of Benavidez. The experience, always important. But also the pedigree, like I said, where he comes from, Cuba, how, you come from that island that from the beginning when you first put those gloves on, it's all about becoming a world champ. Part of it is to escape the communist country, to get to a better life, to get to where you can pursue dreams, to get over here where you can become a world champion. And that is all there. But Benavidez comes from those bloodlines too, where it's all about with him and his father, you know, and his family. It's all about being a champion, staying a champion, being proud, representing yourself in and out of the ring as a champion. The power. Both guys are known.
Andre Ward, the former champion turned ESPN analyst, offered a measured yet insightful analysis of the fight. While acknowledging Morrell's technical prowess, Ward ultimately sided with Benavidez, stating, Morrell's defense was brilliant, but effective aggression should have swayed this. Benavidez did more to win rounds. His remarks highlighted the ongoing debate in boxing between tactical finesse and the visible impact of sustained pressure. Ward's commentary underscored the subjective nature of judging, where criteria like clean punching, effective aggression, ring generalship, and defense are weighted differently by each official. Meanwhile, veteran trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas delivered a scathing critique of the sport itself, declaring, "This is why boxing's dying." Benavidez landed the harder shots, forced the fight, and judges rewarded running. Atlas's frustration with Morrell's lateral movement, viewed by some as evasive rather than strategic, resonated with fans who felt Morrell's slick style prioritized survival over dominance. This approach clashed with the raw, aggressive appeal of Benavidez's relentless attack, fueling the controversy surrounding the fight's outcome.
I definitely made a lot of mistakes that left me exposed to getting hit more than I wanted. Next question.
David, I wanted to ask you a couple things. When it comes to a rematch, is that something that you'd like to wait maybe a couple years for before you jump back into it? And then if you can also elaborate on the difference in body shots. It doesn't seem like you really paid a lot of attention to the body like he did.
Next question. I'm not gonna wait like 3 years. That will be a long time. And as far as whether he wasn't looking for the body enough, that maybe that was the case. Yes, where I felt that I should have looked for the body more, but in that sense, you know, he was heavier than normal, and it wasn't like he was hitting me that hard either, where like I wasn't feeling his punches a lot more than he was feeling mine.
Man for this fight, Dave Morrell and David Benavidez. For me though, I never had a huge demand for it, because I think it's a bit early for Morrell. And when you look at his last fight, Riyadh season, David Morrell didn't look that good. But a lot of people don't think David Benavidez looked that good against Boston. I thought he looked great. I just thought he gassed out, but I thought he looked phenomenal. This fight though reminds me a bit of how they moved along Vargas. Remember when Vargas fought Trinidad? People wanted that fight until they saw it. He was a little too young and he was showing a lot of promise, but I think they moved him along too quickly. Don't be surprised if David Benavidez give him a boxing lesson. David Benavidez, I think he's going to show some movement, shoot the jab, be busy. I think Morrell has a puncher's chance. And I think it's a phenomenal puncher's chance because he's so athletically gifted.
Benavidez and David Morrell, right? This is the type of fights boxing needs. Two young fighters, great fighters in their division. They moved up to 175. They were at 168. The fight wasn't made there, but 175, David said, you know what, let's make this fight happen. The first few pictures, it looks like David has some weight to take off. He looks like the Tyson Fury of the 175, but that doesn't matter, right? It's all about your fighting technique, your fighting style. I think David Morrell has a great opportunity to showcase his skills, but I don't think it'll be enough to beat a David Benavidez. I think David Benavidez has a little bit too much power and too much combinations for David Morrell. David Morrell hasn't, fought anybody that is maybe top 2, top 3. David Benavidez has been in there with Caleb Plant, has been in there with some good fighters. So he is coming into the fight the favorite. But let me know what you guys think of that fight, all right? Let me know what you guys...
Media outlets further intensified the controversy, with the ring and boxing scene publishing unofficial scorecards that overwhelmingly favored Benavidez, aligning with the broader fan consensus. The statistical breakdown, coupled with media dissent, painted a picture of a fight where the judges' interpretation sharply diverged from both quantitative data and qualitative assessments. Social media erupted with the hashtag robbery, as fans drew comparisons to some of boxing's most infamous decisions. Behind the scenes, Benavidez's camp filed formal appeals with the WBC and WBA, though historical precedent suggests that overturning the result is highly unlikely. Morrell's team, while publicly open to the idea of a rematch if the financial terms align, found themselves facing increasing scrutiny and backlash in the wake of the controversial decision. Their victory, which had been celebrated by some, was quickly overshadowed by widespread accusations of illegitimacy. Many fans, fighters, and pundits believed that the result of the fight did not reflect the true nature of the competition, with several questioning the fairness of the officiating and the validity of the decision. As the debate continued to rage on, the boxing world found itself grappling with yet another crisis of credibility, casting doubt on the integrity of the sport as a whole. The fallout from the decision extended far beyond the confines of the ring, leaving a lasting impact on both fighters' careers and the sport's reputation. Benavidez, who had been eyeing a lucrative and career-defining showdown with Canelo Alvarez, found his path to that anticipated match even more complicated and uncertain. The controversy surrounding his loss, coupled with the questions over the legitimacy of the decision, seemed to create more obstacles in securing the highly anticipated bout with Canelo. What was once seen as a potential blockbuster fight now appeared to be slipping further out of reach, as the shadow of this controversial outcome loomed large over Benavidez's future prospects. Meanwhile, Morrell's previously unbeaten record, which had been a source of pride and confidence for his team, became tainted by the cloud of controversy. In the court of public opinion, there was now an unspoken asterisk next to his perfect record. Fans and experts alike were left divided, with some believing he had earned the victory, while others felt the decision had been unjust and that Morrell's true test of greatness still awaited him. This controversy not only shook the foundation of their rivalry but also cast doubt on the legitimacy of future fights in the division, leaving both fighters navigating the murky waters of boxing politics and fan perception.